Hey guys, welcome back. We had just finished watching me and Kalby 2.0, episode 2.0. We had just put together the 4 hats. Now the hats have arrived. This is the best part, in my view.
Yeah.
I mean, making
No
them is
doubt.
always fun, but waiting for them to arrive sucks. But
Real bad.
yeah, but we had to get you in the lab again. I mean, you've been an instrumental part of my growth in this channel with the early photography help that you've done. You jumped back in with us with the ugly Christmas party sweater hats. Funny enough, we made these hats before the Christmas parties. Ugly Christmas party, ugly sweater Christmas party episode. But
Yeah.
these hit a massive delay. One of them showed up, and then the other 3 had a. Funny enough, one of the hats is return to center, and one of these had a return to center problem. So we finally got them in hand, and they're ready to go. So, what was your thinking about building together a pack? So you've done one pack with me already. This is kind of your second pack. Like, what was your kind of mentality and mind frame with building and curating this pack here?
Yo, I was super stoked. Because the first time I really enjoyed it, and it's really cool to see it in hand, to have it in your hand once it's done. So when we were doing it this time, I was stoked, and I wanted it to be different this time though, because you never know when it's the last time that I get to make hats. You know what I mean? The first ones I made, I was like, okay, this is my favorite shoe and a Toronto hat. When we did that freestyle, and the other shoes or whatever that didn't get made. Then this time I'm like, okay, I want to do something different because I might not get a chance to do this ever again. So I want to play with a couple things we never did before, and rolling with you. I know if I got an idea, I think it's pretty good. If it needs a tweak, you'll be the one to step in and tweak it. So that's why I'm like, I like it. I love the process. It's really cool to me.
Yeah, what makes this kind of thing really fun for me? I mean, we had this conversation off air, but we can have it kind of again. I take a look at this pack, and probably one of them, I would have came to some sort of I probably would have made something similar, or I could see myself making. The other 3 are completely out my normal color palette, style, logos, even it's really fun getting to team up with you as a creative person, because you see colors so differently, because you're hooking stuff to stuff that I normally not even aware of. So that's what makes this real fun. So we'll start off, I guess, with the time lapse for the city that never sleeps. So let's take a look at that one real quick. What do you remember about making this hat?
I'm wearing the V1 and then I'm wearing the V2.
Yeah,
I remember I really like the colors. When we were going through the colors and picking them, I really liked how they were looking for us, and I really liked how you actually turned the color blocking differently. How I wanted it to go similar to how the shoe was formed.
Mhm.
And you were like, yo, let's put the black on the front and put the navy at the back. And I think it's perfect like that. And I was doing too much now that I think about it. And I'm glad to have someone like you that comes through and switches it up like that. That to me, that was a big thing. Like now I look at it and I'm like, yo, it's so good. And it would have been trash if, if it would have came out the way I had originally thought of it. So I like that. And then, of course, with you coming in again one more time to save the day, and choosing to use that New York logo, the Knicks logo that Ronnie actually designed, is what really is the icing on the cake on this hat.
I remember going through so many different blues to figure out and try to kind of capture that essence of the hat. And I was so nervous that they wouldn't approve it because sometimes like NBA logos are hard to get approved. So this was like you mentioned, um, one of the projects that Ronnie worked on. Now that he's kind of like the creative director at the Knicks, so I just thought that'd be so cool to try to use. I know that you're kind of like a pseudo Mets fan now, but like to get like his involvement with New York, the Knicks, because he's actually involved with the Knicks, I thought it just made too much sense. This hat
Yeah,
was real cool,
that,
and
that was brilliant, bro.
yeah,
To me, like, because I study Ronnie's work. Like
mm,
I'm well versed in all Ronnie's work, and it didn't cross my mind. Like
yeah,
I even, had thought maybe Yankees or something like that. And I have been doing a lot of Mets hats because I am now a pseudo Mets fan between Ronnie and not really wanting to go for the Yankees because of the Jays.
mm,
I didn't even, it didn't even cross my mind. I thought Yankees at one point. Should I do a Yankees one? Like, it didn't even cross my mind to do this logo. I guess
yeah,
maybe because it's a hat in baseball, but dude, when like it's so good, man. It's so good.
yeah. I'm so happy with this one. So let's pull out what the actual product looks like. So we got the different color blues. Kind of talk us through what we did on this hat.
So that's the logo that Ronnie used on the front there with the New York, New York. So on the shoes, the N is a white, and that's basically the only color that's not one of the black or navies or blues. So we went in with the white New York, and then laid the bottom one in the navy, and to make it look like a shadow, like it works perfectly. And we put the Knicks logo on the side in just regular again white with the base color of the hat, just to make it again real clean, and those glow, which is nuts.
Yeah,
And
everything white goes in the dark.
yeah, exactly. And that navy is bang on with the shoes. By the way, it's bang on. The
I can't
blue
wait
is a
to
tad
see it.
different, but it works so well together. Yeah, wait, I took pictures, man. I took a
I
lot of
can't wait.
pictures. This
I
hat for me,
can't wait.
this is the type of one when I said like I might not be able to make any more hats. The
Mm,
other ones are fun and I love them. Like I can't wait to wear them. I wanted to make sure I got pictures of them before I put them on. But this is the one that I'm like, I won. You know what I mean? Like for me, I was like, yo, I got one with this one. I don't know, maybe people will hate it. I don't have any idea. But for me, I'm like, that's the one. Like if I don't ever get to make a hat again, I made that one. Like so to me, it's like, yeah, it's that's the one.
yeah, the city never sleeps, aka the Frankie Sinatra, New York, New York.
Yeah.
Great piece, man. I'm really happy with how this came on. This was the one that came first. So we had this one, and we had to wait because the other three were delayed. So the
when
second
when,
one,
when we were when we were waiting and you were telling me that, I didn't know what ones got made. Like I
yeah,
had no idea when this box go. I remember the first time when you teased that New York, New York, the city never sleeps at, and I was like, oh my god, it got made. Like I didn't
yeah.
know. I had no
Well,
idea that one got.
all four in your pack got ordered, but there was a portion of the huge order that just got sent to the wrong address, then had to get returned to center, then they had to find it. It was a headache. And it wasn't just your hats, it was a bunch of other hats. So
Yeah.
the next one in the series caused you a little grief. I feel like not in a bad way, but like you explain the story, so if people have watched this far, they understand. This was the friends and family hat that you were it was hooked to the friends and family shoe that you were supposed to get, but they sent you the wrong one and blah. But let's kind of watch the time lapse and kind of have you explain the story behind the second hat.
Yeah, so this was the by invite only is what they called it by Ronnie. And there was chances for people to buy it in store, but you had to like buy something on a certain day, and of course they sold real quick.
Mm,
They sent them to me for as a gift, and it was crazy. And just the colorway of that shoe is like everything I love. with like hits of pink and like pinks and like wines and all that type of stuff, maroon, burgundy, browns. Like I like all those colors and shades of pink. So when I got them, they're my favorite. Like they're my favorite shoe I own because it was a gift from Ronnie, and they're right in my wheelhouse of colors. So that's why I wanted to use the Yard Goats. And I remember asking you about cutting off the yard from the logo and just putting goats because for me they're my greatest of all time. I didn't know if that was gonna work. I remember you even said like, it might take a while to get approved. If they approve it, who knows? And so that was awesome that worked out. And I'm actually a fan of the Yard Goats logo. I think that looks badass. With the horns and stuff. Yeah, so I was glad to use it. And again with the colors, like it's there's so many colors to match and different lighting and stuff like that of photos make it look different colors. And me myself there, I struggle with a few colors. So that was neat going through all that. I'm glad I had your eyes for that. Again, because that helps. And I just think I think it turned out great. This is a very me hat for myself. So when this one comes on, when how I said this was the one or whatever, this one coming in after that is like it's very me. Like I got multiple stuff I could wear with this hat. Like I got numerous fits I could pull off with this hat. So
I forgot that detail. I forgot that we punched this back logo. I totally forgot that we did that. That's what delayed it. The first delay, which is fine. I mean, to get the logo right, is a big thing. Yeah. So we just slashed the yard off and we just added the goats portion, and somehow it got approved.
That's so sick, man.
Yeah. I feel like the lavender is like such a subtle touch. The shoe itself isn't quite lavender, like this same lavender, but it's close enough that I think works real well. The blocking you did, or that we did on the side hit, on the side goat, just because there's so many different colors in that shoe. I thought you did a great job kind of pointing it out. So like what's that part of the shoe? The lines, the sock, I guess. What's up? What do you?
Oh yeah, like the sock liner.
Sock liner,
right?
yeah. It's in the goat, and then the different Black Knight, russet. Like I remember spending so much time with you, just making sure that we kind of captured the essence of the shoe, and I think we did. So tricolor hat. Front lavender. They call this a rail hat because of the contrast stitching that goes up and down. You see, it makes like
I even knew they called it that, but I didn't know why they called it that.
Yeah.
Okay, that's sick to know.
Yeah.
Yo, it looks very nice next to the shoes. I can tell you that for sure. It looks very nice next to them.
Yeah, we're getting a little bit of crackling. I don't know. Hold on. Say something again.
Yo, can you hear me?
It's crackling a little bit.
Oh man, what the hell?
Maybe just unplug and plug in. So 13. I'll pause it. All right, and then the third version, we want to kind of represent your Calgary roots. So let's take a look at your third hat now. Tell me what you remember about making this and the anxiety behind it, because we had a scare too.
Which scare? I don't remember the scare.
How about the other store releasing something similar?
Okay, yeah, definitely. So when we made this, I had a couple ideas to do with this hat. But I honestly thought that because the hats we had been doing were like so much different than the other hats I've done, that I should maybe try to keep it a little cleaner. And I like Mariners hats, and I don't have a Mariners hat in Mariners colors. So that was weird. And so I was just like, that's what I wanted to do, is make Calgary Cannons hat and Mariners colors. I saw they are also the affiliate of the Rockies at one point in time. So like, I didn't know they were even affiliate of the Mariners at one point, but I guess I should have guessed that. But I thought, if somebody out in Colorado wanted to wear Mariners colors but didn't want to wear a Mariners hat, since they're affiliated with the Rockies, they could rock this one. So that had something to do with it as well. And yeah, I really just, and I wanted to play with metallics, and and I thought with the Cannon, it would be a good idea. You actually were the one that told me to put the side patch on the side. I wanted to put it on the front.
Yeah.
And then you told me how it didn't stitch well. And when I look at it and I look at it online and stuff like that, I can see like exactly what you mean. So I'm real happy with that decision as well.
I think the original way we mocked it up too, it was the teal on the navy. For me personally, I like this combo better, where it's the navy on the teal. I think I've been heavily influenced by Jerry Lorenzo and his kind of fear of God stuff.
Okay.
And I think I was just in the mood to do. I mean, either way, you can't go wrong. Teal on navy versus the navy on teal. But yeah, so we had originally mocked this one up, and then when Toppers released theirs, we're like, damn,
Yeah,
it's pretty close.
Yo, it's very very close. I
Yeah.
have it right here.
Let's take a look.
So,
yeah. So they use different logos, thank God. Completely different
thank
logos.
God.
Yeah. But, I remember us having the convo after, like, fuck, they did it too, but different hat. But I'm very happy with how this came out, man.
Yeah, me too. Like, legit, I bought the Toppers one only because I didn't know again if this one was coming or not. So
Still get that.
I was like, well, I need that hat. And then
Yeah.
so now, yeah, I got both, and I'll probably bang around more in the Toppers one just so I can keep this one in better condition, because this is the one. Like, again, all these hats for me were exactly something that I loved, and I was hoping other people would love. Like I said, Mariners colors, I just wanted it, and it's a Calgary hat, and now I can like tell everybody around the city, like, I made a Cannons hat. Like,
exactly.
I took it around. I took it around a couple places in the city trying to get shots. It's kind of tough, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like, doing hat shots are much different than sneaker shots. But I think I got a couple, and again, like, because I just wanted to rep the city. Did a Blue Jays one last time, so that was awesome, and then try to put on for Calgary this time.
Sometimes the metallic is hard to capture, depending on the lighting and stuff like that. That's why a lot of people take reels now when it's like a heavy metallic hat. They shoot those crazy, like, right in your face reels. But for me, there's just something so nostalgic and perfect about like old 1990s logos done with flat embroidery. It's just something about them, man. Just like kind of like that art style, that retro feel, and then we got them on like a MLB kind of color palette. I just think it just works, man. And I think you nailed this. So, and this one is the one I would think is the one that like I would kind of want to do. Like just the color retro color flip. But yeah, like I don't like what as soon as you pitched this idea to me, I was like, yeah, we got one here, I think.
yeah. I love this hat a lot. I got a couple people asking, like, already, like they haven't even seen it. I just told them, I did a Cannons hat or whatever, and they're like, how do I get one? I said, well, fuck, I'm gonna have to figure that out, but I'll let you know.
We'll make it work. And then the last but not least in this pack is the Return to Sender. So when we originally put this hat together, we weren't sure if the hat would arrive before the shoe came out and stuff like that. So kind of just let's rehash that story. So what do you remember about this situation here?
So it's pretty funny that we got to even do this and have it come out at all near to the shoes, because I got the shoes by accident, and
Mhm.
these pictures actually I posted them, and then I got messaged like, "Oh, we sent you the wrong thing. Take those pictures down, please." Um, so and a couple of people screenshot them and threw them on Reddit and stuff like that. And I was hoping I didn't get in trouble, but it's not my fault. And so we had to send those back. So these pictures were literally all we had. The other ones I could kind of look at it in my hand and show you or something like that. But this one, these pictures were the only ones like in the world when we did this,
Mhm.
which is pretty sick. And again, we just going through all the colors. I wanted to do New York Mets word mark or font or
Yeah.
anything like that, and this one is one I really like as well with the New York across it. So I'm glad we got to do that, and like the colors, they work so well. The heather, what is this, heather black, or is it a dark heather gray?
I think
The
it's
brim,
Heather Black. Yeah, Heather Black. Yeah.
it's so good with the hook, like, because the sneakers have a shaggy black suede with like white hairs coming off it,
Mhm.
so it works so good. And again, when you put it next to the shoe, you can completely see it. And I kind of like that when you take it away from the shoe, you don't see it as much. You know what I mean? It could be
Yeah.
anything, it could be whatever, but when you put it next to the shoe, you know, like, oh damn, like that whatever that is stone that we used on the front panels,
Mhm.
it matches up perfectly with the shoe. The blue on the back is like the sock liner. Yo, is this logo on the side? This is a lick me stamp. Is that what you guys call it, or something
No,
like that?
Snap calls it, but that's for Chicago. So Chicago has
Okay,
a 95th anniversary patch that's small and one that's
yeah,
huge. I prefer the small one sometimes, pause, but in terms of Chicago, I want the small one. And then in terms of
yeah.
the Mets, sometimes they just use a huge one. We call them a dinner plate on the front.
Okay, yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, yeah. So this one, I think it's a good size. It's a perfect size for the hook. Um, I mean, it's a little bit smaller than we mocked it up. Uh, but like the shoe itself doesn't have a lot of logos on them, so I'm okay with
Yeah,
this being
definitely
the
not.
logo. But yeah,
Okay.
let's take a
Yeah, I
look.
I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it. I just hear it talked about sometimes on the show.
Mhm.
And I forgot we left the Batterman off the back. I didn't even remember that. So when I pulled it out and saw that, I was like,
Yeah,
"Oh, what? Like
yeah.
you're
It's not in the
wicked."
mock-up. It's not on the mock-up. Yeah, yeah. But this is a great piece, man. Like you said, like it goes with the hat. I mean, it goes with the hat, goes with the shoe so well. Um, we got to use the word marker script that you wanted on the original City Never
Yeah.
Sleeps. We kind of pivoted. We went back to this script, which I think is a beautiful. Um, I believe people call it a word mark because it's actually not technically a script. So New
Yeah.
York, to me, is a Jersey script. New York Mets, perfect white band, grander.
The the metallics on the New York in the background on the outline,
Hmm.
they're nice, man. They're
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Like, yeah, I like that. I think it adds to, like, it's low key, but it's also like bam at the same time.
And then from far, you can't really tell it to Heather until you get real close. I mean, not a
Yeah.
lot of people use black heather. I think it's a good kind of different type of texture, and it's just hooked to the shoe so perfectly. I cannot wait for you to show me what you did with this picture
Yeah,
wise.
definitely. I got him. I got him loaded up. I took one that was so good. Well, sorry, I'm not like tooting my own horn. I love it so much.
Yeah,
I don't know how good it is. I love it so much that it made it hard for me to take other photos because I was like, it's not as good, man. These photos are not as good. um,
I can't
but
wait.
I wore this once after I got my photo. That photo when I was like, okay, I give up. These other ones I keep going back and I'll maybe try another photo or two.
Yeah,
This one I just gave up because I was like, no, that one I'm not gonna do good enough. So I wore it out and I got like 3 compliments. Like 2 of them were
nice.
from my boys that I met up with, but
Yeah, yeah.
they were just like the stone color in the New York, and the New York word mark or whatever. My buddy's like,
Mhm.
I love that. That's the nicest one. And then some other random guy was like, yo, I like your hat. And I was like, yo, thanks, man.
Yeah, it feels
Yeah.
different, right? Yeah, I made this. Thank you.
Yeah,
Like a
yeah,
lot of times,
exactly.
like people are like, "Yo, where do you get that?" or whatever. That
Yeah.
happened to me in St. Louis. Definitely, someone's like, "Oh
That's
man,
yeah.
that's a sick hat. Where'd you get it?" I'm like, "Get it? I made it." What?
Yeah. Word.
They're like, "Nah, you didn't make that." I'm like, all right.
Yeah, that's the best feeling. I like when I wear it again, it's gonna be great. Like I wore it like to a busy time. I wore it to a concert. So
Mhm.
like even when that guy told me he liked it, I was just like, yeah, thanks, man, so much. But you know what I mean? We're in the middle of a concert, bro. But but yeah, so I can't wait. I all of them. I really thank you again, man. Like I have to always thank you very much because this is like living a dream for me. And like shout out Pro Image for making these hats and like selling them. Like it's huge to me. So
Hell yeah. So right now, Calby 2.0, if you guys hop on to promosports.com, search Leon, you'll see these hats. If you are from outside the US, you're going to have to either get a VPN or have an American help you out because they do not ship directly outside of the US for licensing purposes. I know it sucks for most people, but take that up with the MLB. So,
yeah,
again, shout out to Pro Image Sports Colorado for making dreams come true. This has truly been a blessing to be able to work beside you and see you take the hats and just do wonders with them. But yeah, the other byproduct is just to be able to sit down and talk hats and make stuff that goes with your shoes. I think really connecting the sneaker world and the hat world is important because there's just so much funky shit that happens in the sneaker world that that I might even just overlook. So this kind of keeps me grounded because I'm me. I just like to wear shoes that Jordan wore, just same colorways. I'm boring sometimes, but I'm trying to expand my horizons because them shits kill my feet. Um,
yeah.
Went through another weekend of wearing Carmines and wanted to toss them out the window sometimes, but
Oh,
um,
gee.
Carmine sixes, yeah. I I didn't. I guess I forgot. I don't know. But I had that combo with TJ. I'm like, yo, I forgot that when you wear shorts with sixes, they dig in the back of your foot. He's like, I never forgot. I'm like, damn, why the
Yeah.
hell did I wear these? Uh, but yeah, it's been fun, man. So hopefully, 3.0 is gonna happen soon, and
Yo,
4.0 and 5.0. So keep thinking.
anytime.
Yeah.
I'll cancel my plans. If I ever have plans, I'm canceling them. Like I'm here, man, for sure.
Yeah.
I really appreciate it. It's such a good time, and I learned a lot from you. And I appreciate that. Like I look at hats much differently now. I always like to match my hats with my kicks. That's what I did.
Mhm.
But I had no idea about all of this, all of it. I would get my hats, from a Kith. Kith would put one out, or wherever someone would put one out. That'd be the only ones I see. I had no idea about this whole community and this whole genre or whatever you want to call it. It's incredible, and I'm really enjoying learning everything.
I can't believe how fast the year's gone by. That I totally did not prep because we said it last year that I would come out for the Stampede, and the Stampede's already over. It's ridiculous how fast the year goes by. Um,
No doubt.
did you get out a lot for Stampede season this time around?
I went to a few concerts. Yeah, I went to a few shows. Not as many as usual. I actually passed on two nights when I probably should have went out, but the heat was killer, man, and I was getting tired. I went out like 3 nights in a row, and
Yeah,
yeah, but um,
I saw some
I
crazy
watched.
artists performing. It was like what Macklemore, Diplo, I think, bunch of
Yeah, I went to Diplo. Macklemore performed. Everybody performed, man. Steve Aoki, Ice Cube. I didn't see any of them. Bryson Tiller, I saw him. It was outdoors. It was packed as hell. I was super far. Killer Mike. I watched Killer Mike. Kate Trinata was there. That's one of the ones I skipped on that I should have went. Um, I can keep going, man. A lot when it comes to EDM. Loud and Luxury was there. There was James Hype. There was another guy that everybody loved and I had never heard of, but he was a big name apparently. I forget his name. Rappers, the Party Next Door was there. Ty Dolla $ign was there. Ty Dolla $ign was the other party I should have went to and I didn't go. With Schoolboy Q and Flow Rider. There's so many shows, man. There's so many shows.
Next year, man, you gotta remind me. June, May, June. Get ready, because that's always my birthday weekend.
Okay, that's when I'll rewind you. May, June. Okay, yeah.
Maybe even March, just so I can get my tickets early. But yeah, that like it always happens near my birthday, and this time around, I think I was where the fuck was I? This time around, I was in Colorado, in Kansas. That happened around the same time.
So, yeah, this one's not going nowhere. Kansas and stuff. You had a show out there, right?
Yeah. So that's why it kind of snuck up on me. But next year, I gotta find a way out there. Now that I got the travel bug and
hell yeah,
it's fun, man. Fuck it, just weekend or whatever. Just get out there, work mobile and still get shit done and see the world. But
if you do come out here for Stampede and stuff like that, also put a couple days away to go to Banff.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you come out here and you don't go to Banff and Lake Louise and stuff, then you missed out.
Okay. Fair enough. Challenge accepted. But yeah, man. Appreciate you as always. It's been a blast. We got to get some of your other podcast mates on here. I went to Glizzy Mania. Q was there. I told him.
Nice.
Like, get ready.
What did he say? Is he coming on or what?
He's like, oh, yeah. I'm like, all right, like let's do it then. Like, I don't know what you're waiting for.
Yeah.
But yeah, I know Chris doesn't want to do it, and Maya, whenever she wants to, she can. So, yeah, and also, yeah, make sure everyone check out y'all's content because I love what you guys do too. So, plug that real quick.
Thank you. The Sneaker Podcast, all in one word on Instagram, and you can find us anywhere podcasts are broadcast. Our YouTube is low, so if you like watching YouTube, give us a couple hits. But yeah, otherwise you can download us and stuff. That's how most people listen to us.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we got to get you back on there too because Chris is looking into hats now and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. So it'd be nice to have you on again. We'll touch back. We'll touch back again, and we'll get some more updates and stuff like that.
Tell him we'll try to do either a Boston with a Duke logo or a St. Louis with a Duke logo. Maybe that'll get him revved up, or maybe even a Celtics with championship gold. Maybe, I don't know. We could freak something. So
that sounds good.
Yeah. But yeah, until next time, Leon and Kalby, make sure you guys cop his drop. If not,
please,
we're gonna bring some other ones. Until next time, we out here.